Hello, I'm Ed Abbis. I'm the Managing Director of Dizplai. We're a cloud data display platform working with content creators to help them engage with audiences. I'm here today with Carl Kathuria. Carl, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks Ed. Hi, I'm Carl Kathuria. I'm the Customer Solutions Director. I'm responsible for the product and making sure that people are able to use what we do to enrich their content and engage their audiences.
Cool. So Carl, what we're doing here at NAB, great to be back obviously. We've been away for a number of years now. What is it that we're showing people who've been coming to visit us?
Well, it's very exciting, isn't it, to be back? But I think what we're really trying to do is make things easier for content creators. We want them to be able to engage with their audience, and we've always been very strong at letting people engage over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. But we've added a lot more platforms recently, so we can bring in content from WhatsApp, Telegram, SMS, email and other messaging platforms. And what that means is that the broadcaster or the content creator can tap into all of these channels, get the content coming in, moderate it and make sure that the best comments are seen on the screen. And that then helps to enrich their broadcast. It helps them to have a conversation with the audience while things are happening.
Okay, so to give some context to that, I guess what that enables us to do is it drives tuning to live productions. It helps in terms of the monetization of those productions as well through a variety of different ways. I know that working with the likes of QVC, we've enabled them to be able to have that exact dialogue with an audience using things like QR codes on screen that are driving them to WhatsApp dialogues, which then in turn drives them to the products. What would you say are the things in the last sort of 6 to 12 months where the clients have really been finding successful in terms of working with us?
Well, I mean, you tapped into QR codes there, which have had a resurgence in the past year or two, and that really has helped broadcasters connect with audiences. It's helped them to reach them with sort of more immediacy than ever before. It's very simple from within our tool to generate a QR code on the fly. So you could have somebody presenting and saying, actually, do you know what? Here's an issue. Let's put a QR code up and get people to engage with that.
Yeah. And I think where we're working right now as well is obviously we've realised the importance of data and how data can really help to drive the editorial narrative of a live production. And I know that obviously we've announced here at the NAB show that we've just done our recent agreement with Stats Perform to start bringing sports data in. How do you see that working for us now as a business, but also working for our clients and the benefits that brings?
Well, I think it's another opportunity to get content on the screen that people can engage with. You've seen it here that we've got the Stats Perform integration that has live Premier League information. So as the games are going on, then you're seeing the stats change. You're seeing the content that you're used to seeing on large-scale production television platforms being made very simple and getting out on screen with all the updates that are needed. We've also recently integrated with AccuWeather for weather data, and you've seen that here as well, where we've got a couple of different locations, different types of, whether it's Fahrenheit or Celsius, and being able to bring those television-style graphics into television and online productions, and it creates a much richer-looking broadcast experience.
I think that's the combination that we've seen really, isn't it? That obviously we've done the social media side of things for a while now, where we've given the producers the ability to actually hear what the audience is saying live, but I think then marrying that together with other sources of data is giving a much richer experience. And I don't know, how have you found that so far with the people you've been speaking to?
It has, yes. It's being able to combine audience content, audience-generated content with actual factual stats-based content, and having both of those controlled from the same interface. It's something that people have been asking for, and it's something that we've now been able to deliver on. We're going to continue to add new sources of data. We've also integrated more social platforms, so we've got a much tighter integration now with Reddit, and we're seeing that benefit the broadcasters as well. And I think one of the other things that's really important that we're trying to show here is how we can use our technology on in-studio and in-event screens as well as for television or online broadcast. And we're seeing examples such as the work we've done with BT Sport with their Champions League Tonight programme. They've used the back half hour of that to show social media content. So instead of having the pundits in the studio just talk about the plays that were there, the presenter using his iPad has been able to drive the content that goes onto the big screen and say, if Rio Ferdinand, the pundit, is talking about a particular issue, he could be scrolling through his feed of Twitter content saying, oh, we've also heard from Ed in Manchester and this is what he has to say.
I think what's clear for me, and I think we were just having a conversation then with a client as well, and he was talking about his understanding of obviously what we've been doing and the way it's going, and actually now that content creators are realising that they don't have to just broadcast. And when we talk about content creators, we're not just talking about linear, we're talking about digital, but the reality is that the audience can have a direct connection with that content. And I suppose the way I look at it as well is that producers need to start looking at the viewing audience almost like a brand would look at the consumers who buy their product, that they can actually choose whether they want to watch that content or not. And actually, if you give them a reason to connect with that show and take part in that show and share content with that show, you're probably going to have more people doing it, and you're going to keep them for longer, and then it opens up a whole world of opportunities.
Yeah, we've seen many examples in recent months of how having audience interactions with your content actually drives more audience interactions. We saw it with BT Sport when they had the wall. The very first night that they went out, Twitter was buzzing with people saying, "Hey, I just saw you on TV. That's amazing!" Or, "Hey, look, I'm on TV. My comment got onto TV." And people enjoy that. They enjoy seeing their own comments on screen. But also, it's more than that, because they know that the broadcaster is listening to them. The presenter even is listening to them, is seeing the content, and is picking the best of it.
Yeah.
Now that helps actually to improve the discourse as well, because when people know that they're actually being paid attention to, then they're going to use maybe slightly less toxic language, but just actually say things that are intelligent and designed to be going on the screen, and that continues to keep perpetuating itself, and it builds up a community amongst the audience of people that engage and want to keep doing that.
I think one thing I'd want to talk about as well that we've been doing over the last probably 12 to 18 months is the team that reports into you, the creative services team that we built as well. I think we realised as a company that actually that we were more than a SaaS software provider. We built this creative services team to be able to give strategic advice to clients, be able to design the experiences they want to have, and also to be able to build them, hence the name Dizplai, because we're all about the visual experience. How have you found that's been working with clients? I've certainly seen it as a breath of fresh air, because ultimately you can have a conversation with them much more at almost a co-production level, but how have you seen that sort of working at ground level with them?
Well, I think it's absolutely been a lot of fun. When somebody comes and says, "I've got half an idea here," and they just need that little bit of push to get it over the line, so to speak, to turn it into something that can be broadcast. And we can take that, we can use the skills that we have in-house. We know we've got the technical skills, we know we've got the experience in the broadcast industry, but we've also got really, really strong design and development team that can take a concept and make it actually really come to life. And a lot of the examples that we're showing here at NAB are they're showing content come to life. Yeah. They're things that 2 years ago we wouldn't have been able to do, but we've started doing them, and we've proved ourselves to be capable of delivering some of the best graphics that are out there.
Cool, totally agree. Look, Carl, thanks a lot for that. I think that's a good place to end. For anyone who wants to come and see us, we're in the North Hall, part of the Great British Pavilion. Anywhere you see the Great British flags, you'll be able to find us just below that. You can also find us at Dizplai.com as our website, but thanks very much, and we look forward to seeing you.
Thank you.